Hey guys, good day and good energy to everybody. So in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about how, why I think, my ideas about us detaching, and liquidating assets and, things we don't need and that are supporting the satanic system, is a good idea. I think it's the best idea that I've been able to fathom up, that would help enable us to transition, this reality from one that's, uh, perpetuating a lot of criminal activity, a lot of evil, a lot of immorality, and you know, what I see here, it's a lesson of love. Again, we've lost our connection with God. We've been tricked, or whatever you want to call it. We've been, building up an evil empire. It is what it is. All this materialism, all this excess stuff, all this greed, all coming, the fact that it comes from places that just destroys, the place. I mean, you look at some of these third world countries and it's like, how do you think they got like that? Like, yeah, I mean, everybody's got to take, responsibility for their area and stuff, but we're also, as soon as we stop buying into everything, there's not a demand for it. So, if we do leave these cities and and we do start to really detach and, stop, buying into everything and supporting it, the demand's going to go down. They're not going to have the same type of drive. They're not going to have the same type of energy. They're not going to have the same type of force to continue on doing what they're doing. We're the ones feeding them so much, and it's they've got us addicted to their toxic tethers. And until we learn how to develop our own infrastructure, until we learn how to take care of ourselves and be independent from what they have to offer, until we can learn to do that without needing their help, then we're going to have to continue to deal with, this harassment or this, whatever you want to call it, their way of doing things. Um, and there's a lesson here for us to learn. It's a lesson of love. This is what happens when you let, when you pay your attention to materialism, to evil, to, or when you don't pay your attention and you neglect things and you just, hope that, it's going to be okay, and evil's not that bad, and you don't see it and it's not in front of your face, so it's not really there, or it's not as strong as you think it is, or somebody else is going to deal with it. I mean, there's neglect is a real big thing. It's a real big problem, and it's easy to turn an eye at something that needs to be done, especially when nobody's telling you right then and there that you have to do it. you know that's why it's real good to be able to do the right thing right then and there when no one's looking. So, but again, back to, this, what I think what's going on right now in the world and humanity, it's a lesson of love. It's a lesson of getting back to God and moving away from the devil, and also learning about the knowledge of good and evil. And that these cities, especially in America, these major cities, they're all revolving around evil rituals and evil means, just exploitation and profiteering that comes from evil, and it's all painted up and put together and made shiny and bright and and attractive and lustrous, and we buy into it, we keep buying into it, and we don't see the immediate effects of what it's doing because they push that shit away, so we don't see it. But the more we've been feeding it for years now, and now that this entity of consumerism and greed and consumption and sin and depression and all of these things have just been fed and fed and fed and fed and fed and fed, and we've allowed all this evil in spiritually. And people have, they've there's been a lot of the talk of the town seems to be like there's a lot of people that have sold their souls, and been bought out. So integrity has been, it doesn't seem like seems like a lot of people decided to, stay silent, or they get ostracized, or, I mean, even, for, that whoever they are, to be able to pull this COVID thing over the whole world would take such a huge, net of control. It's absolute, and I think that it's going to take a similar type of absolute, overhaul or change, or power of force, in a divine, benevolent, peaceful, good, and godlike way to change that. Because it is fighting the devil. We are fighting against the forces of evil here. So, we need to do our best to be good creators. We need to do our best to follow the word. We need to do our best to be righteous. We need to do our best to love ourselves and each other, and to continue on, and to also, not fall for the hook that's coming to snag as many as it can snag. And I'm thinking with this great reset thing, that's going to be a real, that's a big hook. That's a hook that's going to snag you in too, because I think once you start accepting that money, and you start taking, you stop having to work, and you just, allow them to take care of everything for you and follow their program. I mean, you're our cells are absorbing everything around us all the time. I mean, you're going to become them. You're going to lose your humanity. It's really scary. I've had really, drink, just get, not, I say they're scary because it's like you're losing sense of yourself. That's scary to me. To like, to feel something like take you away from you, and to feel pulled to it, to feel compelled to something that wants to just consume you and use you and enslave you. It doesn't care about you, wants to get rid of you, in fact, because that's what I think this system is aimed to do. And if you're not, wise, and you don't have, you're not, up to speed with what needs to be done to, stay away from that, you might have to go through that. And, I don't know. That's I don't know. That could be pretty crazy. So, again, a lesson of love. That's why I'm trying to help encourage people to get out of these cities. These are not the type of people you want to trust. They've shown us that here in America, 9/11 was a giant inside job. What's going on here with this disease thing is crazy. They're telling you that they're not to be trusted. I mean, it's really, nobody's forcing us to be in these cities either. That's the thing, is like, you never know, how sinister and evil this shit gets. And there may be a date and a time when they do decide just to round up people and fucking, you are where you are and you got what you got type thing. You don't want to be caught with your pants down. That's what I'm saying. So, time's ticking. It's already getting to be what? It's in May. It's past mid-May. It's about mid-May or something. I know that, it's good to do a lot of good when you have good weather. And, it's a beautiful time in the year right now here in Oregon. So I feel very productive, and I'd love to get some good stuff done. And so, yeah, those are just some ideas on why I think, it's good to cut it, to cut your ties with Babylon, to get out of her, to come out of her, my people, to minimalize, to, move towards the Spirit, to put your faith in God, to build up your trust with God, to, stop paying attention to sin, stop sinning, stop doing all this crazy stuff, stop feeding this beast. It's got way too much power. It doesn't care about you. It wants to control you and consume you. Don't get tricked up by it. It also wants to fool you. And it's been fooling a lot of people for a long time. So, I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But it is what it is. It's just, I'm just playing my part in this whole thing too. So, all right, with that being said, I love y'all. And I hope you guys have a great day. All right, bye.